Yeah, I get on with it. I haven't heard from him for ages. He's just gone ghost. Because obviously he's probably doing a lot of work right now.
Nah, he just needs a beat down, needs humbling. And instead of eating cheeseburgers, I'm going to feed him some humble pie.
It's something that we took very seriously and something that a lot of work has gone into, and obviously it hasn't been resolved. And
then he just needs a beat down, needs humbling. And instead of eating cheeseburgers, I'm going to feed him some humble.
Breaking: Anthony Joshua sued Logan Paul after getting attacked by him. Shows Joshua's class and authority. After Logan's reckless assault following Jake Paul's loss, Joshua filed a $500 million lawsuit. Eddie Hearn notes the legal move is necessary, while pros react, praising Joshua's discipline and his refusal to tolerate disrespect in boxing.
so we filed a lawsuit against him, and we'll leave it in the hands of the lawyers. And
Anthony Joshua's lawsuit against Logan Paul is more than legal action. It's a statement of accountability. Joshua exposes Logan's empty bravado and highlights the difference between a true champion and a social media fighter. Pros and fans see that Joshua's patience, control, and respect for the sport contrast sharply with Logan's impulsive attack. This move reinforces Joshua's dominance inside and outside the ring, while warning others that disrespect has consequences.
About, oh, he's this, he's that, he's that. I said, but why are you worrying about what someone else has done? What have you done as a fighter to kind of boost your ego up?
Carl Froch, a seasoned former champion, expresses frustration at Logan Paul's antics, calling the situation absurd. Joshua's response by filing a lawsuit demonstrates maturity and intelligence, taking the high road instead of reacting violently. This contrasts sharply with Logan's reckless behavior and shows why Joshua earns respect across the sport, proving that true champions lead with action, not empty threats.
And talk bullshit, but where does he go from here? What does he do? I'm not even arsed, man. I can't be arsed with this bullshit anymore, this clown world. It's a joke shop. It's just a big fucking... It's just an
Eddie Hearn explains the premeditated nature of Logan Paul's attack and why Joshua's lawsuit is fully justified. This shows Joshua's intelligence and patience handling the situation professionally. While Logan acted impulsively, Joshua demonstrates that a true champion sets an example, combining power, respect, and strategic thinking both in and outside the ring.
what was it, about an hour ago, so I guess everything's calmed down a little bit. I thought it was a bitch move, if I'm honest, because anytime an attack like that is like premeditated.
Adam Smith highlights the unusual and concerning nature of the incident, but Joshua's response through a $500 million lawsuit eliminates ambiguity. By addressing the attack legally instead of escalating with violence, Joshua shows his intelligence and composure. This contrasts sharply with Logan Paul's reckless and childish actions, proving that true champions maintain control even in chaos.
Sport, it just shouldn't happen. But we don't know. As with all these things, there's always a grey area, isn't there? But,
Johnny Nelson, former world champion, highlights the absurdity of Jake Paul thinking he could compete with Anthony Joshua. Joshua's dominance is universally recognized, and the reactions of pros prove it. Even with the chaos caused by Logan Paul's attack, Joshua remains calm and disciplined, showing maturity and strength beyond the average fighter. Fans can see that real skill and composure matter far more than hype or bravado. Joshua's patience, intelligence, and control continue to set him apart from social media fighters like Jake Paul.
It's about AJ. Nobody expects Jake Paul to win apart from Jake Paul. I bet his own dad doesn't even expect him to win. Nobody believes he's going to win. So if anybody says, yeah, no, Jake Paul's going to do it, they're gamblers. They're hustlers. They're just trying to be smart.
Johnny Nelson explains that Anthony Joshua's ability to control emotions and dictate the fight makes him terrifying in the ring. Jake Paul underestimated Joshua's skill and composure, thinking he could survive or exploit mistakes. Joshua's legal response to Logan Paul's attack mirrors his discipline in boxing, showing he applies strategy, patience, and intelligence both inside and outside the ring. Pros recognize Joshua's dominance and Jake's inability to match it, proving that hype and social media presence are no substitute for real skill and true championship character.
Saw that when AJ boxed Dylan White, getting him emotionally involved. It's a big risk. Because we've seen a nice AJ knock people out, so what happens when he's a nasty AJ?
Spencer Oliver, respected analyst, dismisses Jake Paul as a joke, emphasizing that he would never survive against a top-level boxer like Joshua. The post-fight chaos, including Logan Paul's attack, only reinforces Joshua's superiority and professionalism. While Jake relies on hype and luck, Joshua demonstrates patience, intelligence, and respect for the sport. This contrast highlights why Joshua remains a true champion, commanding both fear and admiration, and why any social media fighter attempting to challenge him is out of their depth and unprepared for real competition.
You know what I mean? He's just a joke in my eyes. You know what I mean? It was a life or death struggle with a guy that is clearly past his best.
Counterpunch Boxing points out the physical toll on Jake Paul, but Joshua's restraint and class remain remarkable. Even after delivering punishment that left Jake injured, Joshua did not escalate the situation and chose to handle Logan Paul's attack through legal channels. Pros and fans recognize that this combination of power, skill, and professionalism cements Joshua's position as a true champion who maintains composure and respect while holding opponents accountable for their reckless actions.
Nose is jacked up. This dude got his nose split and slid. His shit's moved over.
Eddie Hearn acknowledges that Joshua rarely loses composure, but Logan Paul's unexpected attack tested even him. Joshua's calm response, choosing a lawsuit over retaliation, shows remarkable intelligence and discipline. Pros admire how he balances power with professionalism, contrasting sharply with Logan Paul's immature behavior. This incident reinforces that true champions act strategically and maintain respect, proving Joshua's legacy is built on skill, composure, and a code of honor that social media fighters like Logan and Jake Paul cannot match.
You know, the push was, we've seen worse, you know what I mean? But lively, and what followed actually was one of the few times that I've seen Anthony Joshua unravel, if you like, because normally he's very composed, but you can't be composed when a man's talking to you like that.
Wade Plemenis highlights the chaos of the face-off, but Anthony Joshua's reaction shows true championship poise. Unlike Logan Paul, who acts impulsively and without respect, Joshua maintained control and allowed the law to handle the situation. Pros and fans alike see this as a masterclass in restraint, showing that real champions combine strength with intelligence and composure. Joshua's measured response sends a clear message that social media stunts and childish aggression have no place in serious boxing, elevating him far above anyone attempting to challenge him without skill or discipline.
I mean, I don't mind fighters pushing and shoving. Probably shouldn't be slapping each other at the face-off. Security did a pretty good job of corralling it while they could, but I thought it was just
Tony Bellew criticizes the spectacle caused by Logan Paul, emphasizing that true boxing is about skill and respect. Joshua's handling of the attack and subsequent lawsuit contrasts with the circus around him. His actions demonstrate discipline, professionalism, and intelligence, earning admiration from pros and fans. While Logan Paul thrives on chaos, Joshua proves that power, composure, and respect for the sport define a real champion and separate him from those who rely on hype and social media stunts to stay relevant.
Frightening for the sport. It's not that it's bad, it's frightening. But listen, this isn't boxing as a sport, this is the circus. There's three.
Simon Jordan points out that misconduct is rare but impactful, yet Joshua rises above it. Logan Paul's reckless behavior and childish antics highlight the difference between a real champion and a social media fighter. Joshua's legal response to the attack reinforces that true boxing champions rely on skill, strategy, and intelligence rather than impulsive aggression. Fans and pros see Joshua's measured approach as a demonstration of maturity and control, showing that respect and professionalism are more important than reacting to provocation, making him a role model for the sport.
Egg on his face. I mean, how many times have we seen boxers do things that they shouldn't do? You know, we saw Derek Chisora spit on Vitaly Klitschko.
We didn't need that.
I'm not offended by it.
But you don't need Tyson.
Ariel Hawani highlights the fearsome power of Anthony Joshua, emphasizing that even pros feel the impact of his punches. This context makes Logan Paul's attack even more reckless and dangerous. Joshua's skill, power, and control in the ring prove he is not just strong but intelligent, and his measured legal response after the assault reflects his maturity. Fans recognize that Joshua's combination of power, technique, and professionalism sets him apart from social media fighters who rely on stunts stunts and bravado, confirming that true champions are defined by more than just aggression.
And every time he threw a punch, I like winced, because he's a big man and he's an incredible boxer and he's still in his prime, and he's got a very long reach, and he's got a lot of power in that right hand, and that left hook is terrifying as well, and so I thought it could end at any moment. And so
David Haye recognizes Anthony Joshua's dominance and precision, breaking through Jake Paul's evasive tactics and delivering a decisive knockout. Even in the aftermath, Joshua's professionalism stood out as he later addressed Logan Paul's attack legally. Fans and analysts admire Joshua for combining strategic brilliance with compassion, proving that true champions enforce respect while displaying skill, intelligence, and restraint, leaving no doubt about his superior status in the sport.
Everyone was expecting it. It's very difficult to pin someone down when they're not trying to engage. Jake's game plan was a good one, was to use lateral movement and hope to land a big overhand right at some stage to catch AJ off guard. Didn't quite work out, but you got to give Jake credit. Took some big shots there. I think he's got a broken jaw or something, spitting blood at the end of the fight. No, anything's possible. We gave it a go. You dared to be great. Didn't work out for him, understandably. That's why he was such a massive underdog.
The breaking Anthony Joshua sued Logan Paul after getting attacked by him situation reinforces exactly why Joshua is a true champion in every sense. Even after Jake Paul's loss and Logan Paul's reckless attack, Joshua remained composed, demonstrating extraordinary class by visiting the hospital and apologizing, showing heart and respect that social media fighters could never replicate. Pros across the sport have praised his intelligence, discipline, and skill, highlighting that real champions act strategically and with honor both inside and outside the ring. Joshua's knockout power, patience, and ability to control situations, even under provocation, separate him from hype-driven fighters. Fans can clearly see that while others rely on stunts, Joshua relies on technique, strength, and professionalism. His legacy continues to grow with every challenge faced. Make sure to share your thoughts below and tell us if you agree that Anthony Joshua remains the undisputed role model for real boxing champions.